Hey Aries, how are you doing? It is me, Lauren B with the Untitled Tarot. Welcome back. Welcome in. If it's your first time, welcome. I'm very happy to be here with you today. We are going to do your spread this week with the Tarot of the Old Path. It's a little bit of a newer addition to the channel, but I love it. I love it so. We got a lot going on. We have a few crystal cards for you at the end I want to get into. You might be seeing, as I'm looking at these crystal cards, you might be seeing a lot of threes. You also might be seeing a lot of ones, tens. You might be seeing 13. I'm getting almost like a little bit of do you feel like you're going through a period of bad luck? Like I'm getting like a little Friday the 13th energy. Today is my mom's birthday, so happy birthday, Mama, if you are watching this. And I am picking up a lot of like maternal energy. I think that there's some inner child stuff we got to look into today, Aries. It's like I said, it's my mom's birthday, and I went to text her this morning because I text her often. She's my mom. And as I went to text her, I was like, oh wait, it's her birthday. Like I almost forgot. Like, what an asshole. So there's almost a sense of there's some inner child wounding that I think maybe you almost forgot about, particularly having to do with perhaps your mother or female figures, guardians, sisters, aunts, moms. There's something like that. I'm not really picking up a lot of paternal energy for you guys. That's something that maybe you should look into. Also sweet potatoes and spinach. You guys might need to ground. Usually like starchy foods, potatoes and stuff we're guided to eat them a lot of times when we need to kind of ground ourselves a little bit. But sweet potatoes are also very indicative of protection, particularly like a mother's love and protection. And spinach is symbolically about wanting something new and exciting kind of in our lives. You might feel like a little bored. And as I sat down, I felt like really energized and like peppy this morning. I was dancing around, I was doing my whole thing. And then I went to sit down and do your reading, and I got really like tired. Like, just maybe you guys feel a little bit bored. Maybe you guys feel a little bit tired. Just like, I'm almost getting like, I'm sick of this. I'm tired of this. Like, why do I have to keep doing this? There's that kind of energy floating around. Spinach is also symbolically representative of a child's love maturing into an adult love. So I think that there is a process where perhaps you are reparenting yourself. You're trying to go back into your childhood and figure out kind of why you feel things in a certain way now, realizing that they might stem back to your childhood, and really trying to like reparent ourselves. We do that as we go through after a death cycle and we go through the rebirthing process. A lot of times we realize we have to kind of reparent ourselves in a lot of ways. I'm also picking up on some therapy energy. So I don't know if you guys maybe have just started therapy, you're thinking about looking into therapy. Always remember that like these readings we are so blessed. I'm so blessed to be able to get these messages from source, but they are in no way a substitute for like therapeutic services, medical help. So if you feel like for some reason like you're not getting what you need out of this kind of stuff, like don't feel like you can't go and also get more help in different areas. Like if you have a problem, attack it from all sides, okay? Let's get into your reading. So first out, Aries, this is your general energy that I pulled out. You have the King of Rods, which is the King of Wands, and you have that in reverse. And I'm getting this energy of dethroned, like belly up, plans belly up, a dethroning energy. I'm almost seeing like a Girl Scout or a Boy Scout, like merit badges being like taken off of a vest. And these are very general readings, I would like to remind you, and these could be representative of somebody's energy that is very much in your force field. So they could be vice versa or flipped, Missy Elliott style, right? But I'm getting the image of like merit badges being like pulled off of someone's vest, almost like, well, no, you didn't really do the work for that. Like, no, you didn't really earn that. So like, maybe that's your bad luck. Maybe you or someone you're heavily connected to is feeling like things are being like it feels like slowly being like taken away from you. But I'm getting the sense that there are things that were not earned. They were not truly earned. It's like, no, you didn't actually do the work for that. It's a very much of an energy of taking things that aren't yours, taking things like credit that maybe isn't yours. There's social status, like maybe you were, very popular in your friend group. You were doing very well at work, like social media, like whatever it may be for you at your job, in your relationship. And it's this energy of like, oh no, like we didn't really earn our merits. We didn't really earn our merits. Also lavender, I'm gonna forget lavender. Both incense sticks I lit were lavender, they happen to be, and I just have them like randomly in a jar and I just pull them out at will. And then I looked over and the candle I lit is lavender, and I realized I drink these little like, cause I'm feeling a little anxious today. I don't know if you guys are dealing with some anxiety, but the little like CBD seltzer that I drink is also a lemon lavender. So you guys might be using lavender, or you guys might need some lavender to like calm down that anxiety for you. But going back, but there is this sense of, there's some kind of social status. There was a level that you were at, but it's almost getting like Sims. Like instead of going through the game and like earning the money by like sending your little sim to work to build up your house, you like put in a little rosebud cheat code. Somebody put in a cheat code and like built up this big house of cards. And now it's kind of, it's piece by piece. It's almost like card by card. It's almost like a Jenga energy. It's like a little piece is getting taken away here, wobbles, a little piece is taken away there. It wobbles, and sooner or later enough pieces are going to get taken out that it's like a tower moment. You know, it's all going to come crumbling down, but it's piece by piece. It's not like the whole thing is just being swept away at once. It's an incremental kind of thing. And I think because it keeps happening, there is a sense of like, why does this keep happening to me? Like, I'm tired of this. I'm sick of this. Moving on to your general energy, you have the Seven of Cups, Seven of Cauldrons. Then you have the Knight of Cauldrons. You have Karma in reverse. You have the Empress, another 3. And then you have the Strength in reverse. So what I'm seeing here is someone else you're connected to was dethroned, merit badges taken away, unnatural gains. You don't get to keep unnatural gains. It's like when you take steroids, like when you juice, right? And you stop juicing, and then it's like you lose all your muscle. But if you just go in and you just eat your broccoli and your spinach and your sweet potatoes, and you go in and you do your push-ups, like you don't lose that immediately if you skip a day at the gym, right? If you skip an injection, like you get to keep those natural gains. So there was a dethroning, merit badges were being taken away. And so you're kind of sitting there, you're kind of reassessing your options. Seven of Cauldrons is about looking at your options, right? Looking at your cup, other people's cups. Okay, like where can I go from here, right? Where can I go? And here's you as the Knight of Cauldrons. It's kind of holding this cup, right? You're holding this cup. You're like, okay, well, I have this. Like, who do I want to give it to? Who do I want to give my cup to? Like, where do I want to put in my application? Like, where do I want to make new friends? Like, where am I going to apply to school? It's this very like, okay, well, I have this. Like, where do I want to put it now? Like, because this is almost like, this is all I have left. But it's interesting is he's covered in all of this armor, right? So it's almost like, despite the fact that like you think you have something that like you want to give to someone else, give to a situation, whatever it may be, very general, you're actually like not vulnerable enough to actually give it because there is a barrier, right? You're covered in all of this armor. And actually his hands are chained. You're chained to your lack of vulnerability. You're chained to your, I'm going like this, it's like your clothing, it's like your costume. It's like you have a costume on, Aries, and pieces of your costume are being taken away, and that's making you feel very vulnerable, like in the sense of like you don't have maybe the social standing or the friend group or your job or that person, and there's something that's being taken away from you. And so it's like, this is like almost feels like a little bit like your ego, like it's like self-protection, self-preservation, and you're so chained to it that it's almost like even if you wanted to give this cup away, you're too chained, you can't actually give it away to someone. And I think with this karma in reverse, that's saying it's that feeling of like bad luck. You feel like you're a little, like that Friday the 13th, a little bit of that bad luck energy. Like, why does that keep happening to me? And you're like, I have this thing to give, but it's almost like no one's taking it. Like no one wants what I'm offering. No one wants what I'm offering right now. What the Empress card is telling me that you do feel as though like you are very fertile. Like you do have the ability to plant seeds and grow things. You feel like you have a lot to give, a lot to nurture, a lot to grow in a place, in a situation, right? With a group of people, a job, a creative field, whatever it may be for you. But with the Strength in reverse, it's telling me that it's like, you are very tired. It's like, I'm getting like another round of this, like another round of this. Like I have to do this again. It's making you feel a little exhausted. Now in your environment, you have the Three of Rods in reverse. So this is the Three of Wands. So normally the Two of Wands is about kind of having, a choice point, deciding to kind of start forging your path, right? The Three of Wands is very indicative of it's almost like a little bit of like a boss up energy. It's like, I'm going to take a step back and I'm going to let other people come in and like help me with this situation, right? He has help here. He is help. In reverse, in your environment, either you feel as though people don't want to help you, or people aren't really working with you. They're not working the program, the blueprint that like you've kind of laid out the way, because, you know, remember, like the King of Rods, the King of Wands, he makes plans. So it's almost like plans have gone belly up, people are taking these things away from you, and nobody wants to work with you now, or because you're so defensive, right? You're not willing to accept help from others. That could bring in like the therapy thing for you, you know, realizing that maybe like you do need some help in certain areas. If anything, just to figure something out for yourself, get to the root, sweet potatoes, maybe, for you. But this is not an unwillingness to either receive help or to give help or to ask for help. Because then you have out the Queen of Swords. And this is you being in your very logical mind, but she can sometimes come off as like a very cold energy. And with her little sword, I'm almost getting like no, I'll just do it myself. Like, I don't need anyone's help. Like, I'll just do it on my own. I'll just figure it out. Like, fine, you don't want to be here? You don't want to work with me? Like, that's fine. And I'm very drawn to like her eyebrows. They're very manicured. And I'm very drawn to like her makeup and her lipstick. I'm getting like brave face, like putting on a brave face. Like, no, it's fine. Like, I did Gemini yesterday and my back was killing me. And as soon as I finished a Gemini reading, my back felt a lot better. Today it's bothering me a little bit, but it's on the right side. So again, that's your feminine side. Your feminine side's a little bit wounded. It doesn't hurt that much, but it's almost like a pinched nerve. It's almost like a little pinched nerve, like something's like pinching at you a little bit. You're like, that's fine. No, like, I don't need an aspirin. Like, no, I don't need your help. Like, I'll just do it on my own. It's fine. Because with the Lovers in reverse, you know, the Lovers can talk about soulmate relationships. Absolutely. This could apply to romance for you, but Lovers also talk about a choice, right? It's like you made a wrong choice somewhere, and it's like you pulled out the wrong Jenga piece and it's starting to wobble now, and you start seeing pieces kind of fall over the place. It's almost like someone rushing in, like, here, let me help you sweep this up. And you're like, no, it's fine. Like, I'm going to put on a brave face. It doesn't even bother. I don't even care that much. Like, it's fine. It's fine. Right? And then you have the Four of Cauldrons. It's the Four of Cups. This is a little bit of like, it's like it's like one of those like, energies. It's like those, like, it's fine. Like, I don't like these options anyway. So it's like, you don't really want to accept help from other people, or you're feeling some kind of way because maybe you don't feel like people are rushing in to help you. I'm hearing clean up your own mess. Like, you did it, clean up your own mess. And you're like, fine, I will then. Like, I don't need your help anyway. But there is like there is like a bruised ego, right? There is a bruised ego here because, again, there's that pain on the right side. Maybe you don't feel like you're receiving the help that you want. But I think part of the energy here is like learning to kind of stand on your own 2 feet, learning how to help yourself, and realizing that maybe some of that pushing away energy has to do with maybe some issues that you had with like your mother or your sisters or female relationships that you've had going throughout your life. And again, it's like that, I'll just do it myself. And I'm very like drawn to the fact that she's like trying to pour into his cup, right? Because the masculine energy is the energy that like produces, it outputs. The female is the input and the masculine energy is the output. And you're like, well, I'll just pour it in over here and it'll be fine. Like, I'll just pour it in this cup over here and it'll be fine, right? It's like, I have this cup. You're like, I can't really extend it, but I could like tip my body over a little bit. Like, and in doing so, you're kind of like pulling a little bit of a muscle, right? You're not really getting what you want, because with the guide in reverse is saying like, that's not really the guidance that you're receiving, whether it's from your higher self, your spirit guides, God, source, your friends, whoever is around you. Like, they're saying like, hey, maybe this isn't the way you want to go about it. Like, this isn't what we told you to do. Like, you're supposed to be approaching this in a different way. It's like, and you think that it's like you're sitting in your Queen of Pentacles, right? You're like, no, my feminine energy is fine. Like, she's just fine. She's just surveying her kingdom. They're like, no, this isn't the guidance that we gave you. The guidance that we gave you, because it's almost like she's looking over, like she's taking an account, a personal account, personal accountability needs to be taken in whatever situation this is for you, Aries. And it's like, you kind of need to sit there, right? And you kind of need to like, look at what you have left. Look at what you did. Take accountability for that responsibility, and then also look at what you have left, so that way you can further make plans, plant seeds, get what you want. And because you're not doing that, it's leaving you in this Five of Pentacles. It's leaving you out in the cold. And I'm also getting embarrassed. You feel a little bit embarrassed, right? Because again, this feminine, she's like wallowing. She's upset, but it's almost like she can't show her face. It's like you're putting on a brave face for others. But it feels a little bit like cutting off your own nose just to spite your face, because in reality, like you do feel really left out. Like there's a very like mourning kind of energy. That's like, I'm losing a lot of things. I'm losing a lot of peace. It could just be aspects of yourself, whatever that is, right? It's almost like your masculine energy is almost trying to like comfort your feminine side. Like, it's okay, we're gonna pick ourselves up by our bootstraps, like it's fine, like we're gonna look at our options, right? Like we got a lot to give, we got a lot to offer, like it's gonna be fine, it's gonna be fine. But even he's wounded, right? Even he is wounded. And it's his left hand on my board, with his right and his left hand, but in particular his left hand. So again, that's your feminine side, it's your receiving side. Like your masculine side can't receive what he needs in order to actually output the rate of production and success that you want and take those steps to move forward, because your feminine side is like wallowing because she's really hurt and you're not really dealing with it. So in your strengths, Aries, is you have the 9 of rods. So that's the 9 of wands. Then you have the 2 of wands, the 2 of rods, and then you have the King of Pentacles in reverse. So that's telling me in your strengths that you are trying not to be defensive. Like, so I'm getting the sense that like, you are trying to control yourself a little bit. Again, it's just like, it's fine. Like you're not snapping at anyone. It doesn't feel like you're making a scene, because it doesn't feel like you're really saying anything to anyone, right? It's like you're very like closed lip about it, but there is a little bit of like a spiteful energy. But in your strengths, it is that like you are trying not to be defensive. You are trying not to have any like outbursts, which is hard for a fire sign, especially with all this Cancer new moon. Today's Wednesday, tomorrow's Thursday, so that's going to be a Leo new moon. There's a lot of motion in the ocean and in the, so you really are trying to control yourself, which is good. And with this 2 of rods, it's telling me that in your strengths, you are trying to get, especially this one, like a little bit of a higher perspective on the situation, right? Like try and make plans a little bit better this time. That way you know how to go forward like more appropriately, so this doesn't keep happening to you, right? But he is on stilts, so you are having a little bit of a hard time balancing, right? Because this side's a little bit wounded, this side's a little bit stronger, but you are trying to get a perspective in order to 2 of rods, make a decision on which path you want to go down. And again, with the King of Pentacles, it's a sense of like not trying to, this money tree is shaking a little bit, so this could have to do with finances for you as well. As, an attitude of gratitude brings abundance, and abundance, it goes in all areas of our life, right? So it will go through our relationships. We'll see an upswing in that. We'll see an upswing in our jobs and our money. We'll see an upswing in our interpersonal relationships with our family and our friends and, our personal creative endeavors, whatever it may be. And same thing when the wheel kind of goes in the other way. It seems like everything goes to shit, right? It's all those little pieces being taken away. But again, it's trying not to over control a situation. It mostly feels like, because it feels like some of the situation's out of your hands. It's out of your control anyway. It wasn't your decision to like start pulling pieces out of the Jenga tower, right? So it's like you're trying to just get a higher perspective on it, not try and stay a little bit out of your head, trying not to be defensive or have any outbursts, because it's whatever this is a little bit out of your control. Now in your weaknesses, interesting. You have the 10 of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Pentacles, and then you have the 8 of Cauldrons. You have the 8 of Cups in reverse. So in your weaknesses, I'm getting like false bill of goods, right? These almost seem like marionette dolls with me. It's like whatever you're offering, you're just kind of like playing around with it. I'm almost getting like Monopoly money, like video game, like tokens, maybe you're playing a lot of video games, video game tokens. Because then it's like this Ace of Pentacles right here. It's almost like there's nothing on the table. I think, and again, this could be vice versa. It could be somebody that you're energetically connected to. Whoever this is, you or someone else, doesn't really have anything to offer right now. Or how I should put it is, what you think you have to offer it's not like on that, it's like that merit badge thing, right? It's not being offered from like a true merit. It's a false bill of goods. It's not real money. It's not real time. It's not real love. Like you don't really have anything to put on this table. You have a table that you could, but you don't really have anything substantial, something solid to put on the table to offer someone. Remember, your cup is chained up. You're looking at everyone else's cup. You're trying to look at options. It's almost like a getaway. It's like a getaway energy. It's like a very Band-Aid coping mechanism kind of thing. Like, I'm going to keep busy and I'm going to go over here and I'm going to start talking to this person, or I'll go apply over here, or I'll go, you know what I mean? And I keep having this piece of hair that keeps like falling out of place in the back of my head. So it's like you're trying to keep everything together, but something keeps like falling out of place for you, because it's like You don't really have what you think you have to offer right now, or what someone thinks they have to offer you isn't really solid. It's not really solid. I'm getting it's like a facade. It's a facade. And with the Eight of Cups in reverse, it's telling me that it's like, Eight of Cups is oftentimes leaving a situation, right? Leaving Eight Cups to like go find your Two of Cups, that soulmate energy. But I'm getting a version of like taking things that aren't yours, like credit that isn't yours, like pretending like you've done work that you haven't done, pretending you've grown in ways that you haven't done, like almost like acting like you're ready for this promotion, acting like you're ready for a relationship, like acting like you're ready for the 10 of Cups, for the 10 of Pentacles, right? For the 10. Again, it said you could be seeing tens a lot. But in reality, it's like you don't really. Not right now. It doesn't mean that you won't. It just means that what you have right now, it's like it's not real. Again, like you used a cheat code to get all of this stuff, and it's being taken away from you because it's like you didn't really earn it. It's like those natural gains. You have to do your spiritual push-ups. You have to do your emotional maturity push-ups. It's like you got to grow up a little bit, because it's like you're offering play money, but it's like we're really betting with real stuff over here. So it's like you have to sit at the kids' table. You got to sit at the kids' table until you're ready to ante up for real. So you got to go do your homework. You gotta go get a job, you gotta go make some money, you gotta go save it, you gotta go, you have to have something real to offer this situation, right? Skills for this job, hard work into this project, this new business that you're starting, or whatever it may be, right? Emotional maturity, give and take, vulnerability in order to offer this relationship. So your advice is you have the King of Swords and you have the 10 of Cauldrons. So the 10 of Cups. So this is saying it's like you really need to be very firm and logical with yourself in redefining what the 10 of Cups looks for you. What does ultimate emotional happiness looks for you? Is it all the bells? Is it all the whistles? Is it the house and the white picket fence? Is that what it is? Because a white picket fence doesn't equal a happy home, right? A happy home comes from a happy heart. So you're gonna have to redefine that for yourself, and you're gonna have to be very firm in that, right? And with all this gold, like he does have this armor on, right? But he is also crowned. And all of his armor, he also has robes. And they're all gold. So that talks about that solar plex chakra, that healthy self-esteem, that vitality, right? Sparks of inspiration. What does this really mean to you? What do you really want, Aries? And then next out, you have the High Priestess. This is saying you got to go talk to God. You got to go knock on his door and be like, Lord, please help me. Please help me, right? Because there is a divine blueprint, right? There is karma, there is universe, there is your destiny, right? But we have free will as people, so we can circumvent that all of the time. And so if you really want to like ante up, then it's like you're going to have to ask for help. You're going to have to turn this 3 of Rods upright, and you're going to have to go get some therapy, or you're going to have to go to your guides and be like, please circumvent my free will and help me turn this chariot around, because I don't know how to do it. I don't know where I went wrong, and I don't know where to go right. So I really need some help right now, because you have the Wheel of Fortune coming out next as your advice. And I think what they're saying here is like, you're not moving the wheel. Like you cannot force the wheel to spin in the direction that you want right now. And underneath here are kings. These are kings. It's like you want to be a king, but on top it's like this gesture. They're saying it's like, and the High Priestess has a hands up. He's like, oh, no. Like you want X, Y, and Z, but meanwhile, like, you're playing games, you're playing Scrabble over at the kiddie table. Like, if you want to be a king, then you got to put in the work to build up that kingdom for yourself. And this woman inside of this world, right? It's a very like incubation, percolating coffee, because we're tired. We need some coffee. Everybody needs some coffee. But it's like you need to go back in and you need to gestate some more. You need to let yourself, again, an inner child, you need to go in and heal that wounded child and do some reparenting. You need to do some growing up here so you can quit playing games. And once you start doing that, the wheel will turn upright for you, but not a moment before. And then you have the Page of Pentacles. And once you do that, you will have something to offer. This is a fully bodied person. Yes, they have a pentacle. Yes, they also have flowers. So it's like, not only do they have something solid, they're a full whole person, but they also have actually something to offer. But not only that, but they have like more. It's like that cup runneth over. Like they have what they need, but they also like, they have something solid enough to share to gift to another. Love, time, commitment, vulnerability, whatever that is, gentleness, gentle, I'm hearing. And that's it's got to come from a place of your 9 of Pentacles energy. This is a very independent energy. You cannot offer someone something, someplace, something that you do not possess, first and foremost, for yourself. When you go back in and you gestate and you do that growing up energy and you do your work, when you do your homework, you will get to graduate, right? And when you graduate, they don't hand your mom your diploma. They don't hand your friends your diploma. They hand it to you. You get it. It's got your name on it. And once it does, then you can take those skills and then you can apply them to something else, another place, a new relationship, whatever it may be. But it's not going to happen a moment before you go in and do this. Now, and I've never really gotten these before, but the last couple of readings I've gotten but if you don't follow the advice, you're going to end up back in the 7 of Swords, 10 of Swords energy. You're going to go back to like taking shit that doesn't belong to you. Credit, trying to take relationships, like wondering why they didn't work out, realizing like maybe you weren't fully committed, wondering why you're not doing well at your job, and really like maybe you're not fully qualified to do what you're doing right now. Maybe you bluffed on your application, right? Like maybe you want to start your own business or start a new project, but maybe like you didn't do the research to do it. Like you're not fully committed. And by trying to take these things, these social standings, these things that don't belong to you because they haven't been earned yet on your true merits, right? They're going to end up being the things, it's like self-inflicted wounds. They're going to end up being the things that like stab and kill you. It's like that little pinch, right? He's holding on to the sword that's in his belly, right? Right in your confidence. It's going to take a blow to your confidence, and that's going to push you out. Here's you, Emperor energy. This is Aries energy. And it's going to hit your confidence, and you're going to like almost like take a hit and bounce back up, and you're gonna be like, no, I'm fine. It's like feels very much like this Queen of Swords energy again, right? But again, it's like he's cloaked. It looks like he's got a little like candy stick, like a little lollipop. It's like he's wearing a costume again. It's like you're gonna end up like stabbing yourself, shooting yourself in the foot, and then you're gonna end up having to put your costume back on. And you're like, no, I got it. I'm fine. Like it's cool. Like I got all this stuff. But it's like all this kiddie shit. It's not the shit that you want. It's this little baby bullshit stuff. Right? And it's like you have the 7 of Rods, and you have the Ace of Rods, and you have the Hangman, you have the Lone Man out next. And this is saying, it's like, what it's going to end up doing is you're going to think that you're not trying to be defensive, right? Because you're going to be sitting in your Emperor energy, like I got it all under control. But in reality, you won't have the real fresh, passionate spark of life that you're going to need to start anything, any new cycle, any new job, any new relationship, right? It's like, you can drink a 5-hour energy shot, but that's not real energy. And you need real energy, real sunlight in order to grow something. And it's going to have you all strung up, once again, upside down, like you are now. And you're going to want to stay out of conflict. You're not going to want to fight about it again. It's like you're not going to want anyone's help. You're going to end up, you could do the work now, or you're just going to have to do this cycle all over again. But it's like you're going to end up having to force yourself back into a hermit mode in order to figure out where you went wrong again, right? And you're not going to want to get in your head about it because you're going to be in your feels. But you need to understand is that get it out of your head that you have mastered this lesson. Because with Mastery Universe, it's saying you have not mastered this lesson yet. This aspect of yourself, this inner child wounding, whatever it may be, this is a lesson, and that's okay. That's okay. There's plenty of stuff that I have to learn and I'm growing through that I haven't mastered, right? Practice doesn't always make perfect, right? Because nobody's ever perfect, but practice makes progress. And you need to understand that there is still work to be done in this area for you, whatever it may be, that it has not been mastered. So you need to stop crying about it with these 5 of Cups. It's like, just admit to yourself that you need help, that you need to go in and you're still hurt about something, you're still harboring some bitterness, there's stuff you gotta work on. Quit crying about it, right? 4 of Pentacles in reverse. You have to learn to let it go. Until you let it go and your hands are free, chained up, when your hands are free, you're gonna be able, it's like a baby kicking in the womb, right? You're gonna be able to start kicking. You're gonna be able to start doing, moving, growing, gestating, incubating, so that way you can sustain life outside of this little wound. This wound, womb, okay, right? But if you do that, you will have 6 of Rods, 6 of Wands, victory. You will have victory over your own interpersonal demons, Aries. But with the 2 of Swords, it's saying you gotta make a decision. Like, are you going to keep doing this to yourself? Are you going to keep doing this to yourself, or are you going to deal with it now? It's not like now or never. It's like now or later. Like, you're going to deal with this. Source is saying, like, hold up, wait a minute. You're going to deal with this, and the wheel is not moving for you a second before you do it. So you decide. Do you want to do this now? Do you want to do this later? You want to keep doing this? Because Source has got infinite time and space to take you around these karmic lessons. So it's up to you whether or not, like, you're ready to upgrade from the kiddie table, but you can't do that until you learn how to use a fork and knife like a grown-up, okay? Now, and I love you guys. My Venus is in Aries, so, like, don't think, you know? But we have 2 crystal cards, and I want to read them for you. Everybody got crystal cards. Everybody needs a little crystal healing. So the first one you got is card number 10. Technically, the first one you got was 33, but I like to do them in numerological order. Let's do things in order this time, Aries. Blue lace agate, self-expression. Blue lace agate connects spirit with intellect, highlighting integrity. It enhances the ability to communicate effectively what is in your mind and heart. Attune to your inner being to express the fullness of who you are. Be confident when speaking in public as much as you have to share. You may have been silenced in the past. Repressing thoughts and feelings causes throat problems. So speak your mind gently, honestly, and clearly. You have the gift of serenity. Use it wisely. Speak your heartfelt truth with integrity and confidence. Do not fear being judged. Expect news shortly and keep lines of communication open. Events unfold slowly. Return to basics and start again if necessary. Focus your mind and open your intuition. Your life will be long and happy. Accept your sensitive side. Expressing yourself fully releases neck and shoulder tension, thyroid deficiencies, and throat or lymphatic infections. Now, Priscelli Bluestone, the inner compass. Priscelli Bluestone planted healing energies from the land of the ancestors into a sacred healing landscape. This stone accesses past, present, and future. You are an ancient shaman who has much wisdom to impart and the ability of journey through multi-dimensions in search of healing. You have unshakable core stability and an inner compass that directs you with integrity. Use natural medicine for ailments. Remember, no juicing. Pay attention, unless it's actual fruit juice or vegetable juice, your business. Pay attention to your boundaries. Dig deep into the past, access your memories, and cut yourself free. Examine your deepest intentions and root. Live in the present moment. Find your own direction and face challenges with equanimity. You have the power to decide. Pay particular attention to your environment. Being true to yourself is the basis of all well-being, spiritual and physical. Soul path, developing a spiritual compass. Spiritual compass, my little Aries, my little Rams. So, Aries, everybody's got homework this go around. Everybody. Aquarius got homework. Gemini's got homework. Libra got some homework. I think Sagittarius is up next. Everybody's getting homework this go around. And trust me, I've got my own homework in my own personal life too. So you're in very good company. And I love you guys very, very much. So I really, really hope that this was helpful. I really hope you were able to take something from this in order to get you a little bit more on path, because you guys deserve love and happiness and the whole kingdom. But we earn our lunch over here in the beehive, okay? So I love you guys very much. Take care of yourselves. All the information you will need will be in the description box. Every deck that I own, my email for personals, my Instagram, my Twitter, all my things, all my peeps, all my things. And I will see you guys next time, okay? Goodbye. I love you.